I think that there are a lot of really amazing things about Flagship. First of all, it's intensive, so you're learning a lot really fast, and it's something that you're going to want in a university program, especially with language.
When you're learning a language as critical as Chinese, it's very important to make sure that it's intensive, because Chinese is one of those languages that you just can't learn in a year.
We start off with a summer program before our freshman year. 8 weeks of intensive language study at the university. You're only taking one class. While it is very intensive, 4 hours of study a day, plus homework, plus tutoring, you're only focusing on one subject where you learn really the foundations of Chinese language, and that gets drilled and it prepares you for future study.
Before Flagship, I had had 3 years of Chinese, and after that first summer, the Chinese Flagship class was caught up with me in Chinese proficiency. 3 months in Chinese Flagship is more or less the equivalent of 3 years in normal Chinese classes.
One thing that I was worried about coming into college was balancing the fact that I wanted to have all the experiences that I felt like I should and the things that I wanted to try, and also balancing the fact that I was here for my major and I was here for my studies. And it turned out to be less of a problem than I was anticipating.
I really like the teachers at Flagship. They're really good at keeping the students engaged and keeping all of the students focused.
Our teachers are native from China, so it's really interesting to be able to engage with them, to have that close-knit bond and to learn about the culture firsthand, even when we aren't abroad.
When I was looking for a program to study languages at a university, I was looking for a program that not only emphasize fluency in learning a language, but also the opportunity to travel, because the only way you will really understand and learn a language is by traveling and immersing yourself in the culture and basically having no other option but to speak the language.
Before joining Flagship, I had never been to China. So the summer after my freshman year was my first time. I went to Shanghai, and that was my first time studying abroad.
So we get a whole basically semester of Chinese studies in that 8-week period. I think that not only is it good for our language, but it's also good for culture, because you are finally immersed into a language and a country that you've been learning about for so long.
So when we went, we were under a language pledge, which required us to speak nothing but Chinese. You couldn't speak English, you couldn't speak Spanish if you knew it. So it was very challenging, because sometimes I didn't know exactly what I wanted to say.
You're surrounded in the language that you're trying to study, and since you can't get away from it, you really sort of, even if you're not trying to learn it, you definitely learn through osmosis.
We had Chinese roommates that we would live with throughout the semester on campus, and they were very, very helpful when we didn't always know how to communicate, and they would kind of show us the ropes and help us a lot. So even at times when I felt like I had no idea what was going on, I still always had somebody to go to for help and guidance.
Your roommates are really going to be the ones who teach you what you don't know, or let you know what you don't know. Having a Chinese roommate is a big plus for the program.
If you're considering studying Chinese, I say for sure go for it. I love learning Chinese. I think it is a really fun language to learn. If you've taken Spanish or French in the past, then you'll be happy to know that there are no conjugations in Chinese. I know a lot of people like learning that fact.
If you're really passionate about this major, and you're really passionate about the country and the language, and you love it, and you want to be immersed in it, and you want to travel there, and you want to have all these amazing experiences that almost nobody gets to have, then this is a really good program to be a part of.